Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Canon and today I'm going to show you how you can encrypt and decrypt a password for login form for security reasons. It doesn't have to be bare, like it has to be encrypted. Most of you I know face some challenges even particularly for beginners, but today I'll show you how you can encrypt your passwords. So in front of me, I have a very basic registration form or a sign up form. It has a name, email address, create password, and a confirm password. I'll get rid of these two because they are not very necessary for our end goal. So I'll just get rid of this in my code. As of now, I know you already know how to create a form, a basic form, and in my other in Firefox I have a basic I have just a simple database. I've named it YouTube and has this form named users, and in this form users I have an ID which is an auto increment, a name which is a primary key, that is which is a name which has a name, email and password, then it has a date which is the current timestamp. So what I'll do is I'll jump ahead to the source code and we'll start the encryption. So here I downloaded this template, so don't worry about it. I just downloaded the template. You can do that as well. I'll leave a link if you want this form in the description. So I have a very basic form and I'll give it some names and action, and then we'll create and insert that data, this data into the database when it's encrypted. So the first thing that we need to do is I'll give it a method and I'll say it's a post method, and then type I'll say it's just a multi-path form data. And then the next thing that we need to do is here. So let's create some names here for just for that, because the confirm password will get rid of it and that checkbox. So let's just say the name, and then here we say its name, and here its email, and right here its password. So and then we'll get rid of this confirm password. There's checkbox because it's not necessary, and maybe we can give our button a submit button name. So and then so what we need to do next is redirect. We can process it in the same page, or we can just take it to process it in another page, which I think is much better according to me. If you'll be using JavaScript for submitting form to avoid page refresh, you can do that, but the concept is the same. So here I'll just say we can call that registration maybe.php. Then this will be our processor, and I'll say registration registration.php. So this will be our processor. So the first thing that we need to do on this page is first we need to create a connection. So to create a connection, what we do is we do a $sign connection, I'll call it a variable, and then I'll say new MySQLi, and the new MySQLi will be localhost, which is the host, and then we'll have a username which is root. If you've changed, you can just use your own username. My password is blank as of the moment, and the database name, as we saw earlier, is YouTube. So this is the database name here, is YouTube. So after doing this, after creating a connection, sorry for the clicks, it's my WhatsApp just giving me some notification. Let me just close it up. My but I just closed what do you call it, the database, but let's run it again. And this I just like that. As it loads, we can continue. So the first thing that now we need to do is grab this data submitted to by the user, which is the name, email, and the password. And then with this, now we can insert into the database and encrypt our password. So to do that, what we do is we create, we are using the post method. So we'll give them the variables and we'll say, let's say, $name. The first thing was name will be equals to, because of to avoid SQL injection, we can do just MySQL underscore real escape string, and we can set $sign connection and then $sign underscore post name. This to avoid just SQL injection, or you can just avoid it. So then the next thing was email, and then now we have the password. We will not escape the password because the password can be a little bit complex. So I'll just say the password will be equals to, this is now how we encrypt the password. So to encrypt the password, we say just password. Or let's just first post this data. Let's just use this and say password. This you can do this or just use the $sign post password, and you can do. So the next thing that we need to do here is we need to, let's say, encrypt. Give the variable name of encrypt because we want to encrypt our password. So maybe I can give a comment here and say encrypt the password. You see, maybe Decrypt. Decrypt is what can I call it? It's like an algorithm to encrypt your data, or maybe you can use Argon. We have also Argon 1, Argon 2. You can use either of them. So I'll show you how to using Decrypt, and if you need for Argon, you can just let me know in the comment section and I'll create a video on that same. So to encrypt this, we'll just say password hash. This is the password hash, and the first thing that you need to do, the first value in this function is the $sign password, which is a string $sign password. And then to encrypt, now we will be using the Decrypt. So I'll say password Decrypt. Now, doing this, to see whether it's running correctly, first what we'll do is I'll run this, I'll submit this form, and then after submitting this form, we'll see whether it has encrypted our password first before inserting it to the database. So right now I can just say echo $encrypt to see whether it's working correctly. So let's refresh our page, and as you can see, we can say canon and say also canon, maybe at canongadgets.com, and password I'll use just ASDF. And as you can see, our password now is encrypted, which is a 60 character encryption. So that means your data in the database will be so secure. So the next thing that we need to do is insert this data into the database. The reason I'm inserting this data into the database and not stopping at this point is because I want you to show you how you can also verify this password while the user is doing a login when it's encrypted. So to do that, to insert the data, we can just say $sign maybe insert will be equals to, let's say, $sign connection let's query the database, and we can say insert into we called our table users, and we can do that one, and then give it our values like this. So we just have three things that we need to insert. So the first thing is the $sign name. Sorry. So the first thing that we need in the users table is name, and the next one is email. The next one is password. So and then our values are, we have the $sign name, and we have the $sign email, and then we have the $sign password. Oh, sorry, password. So to avoid it being so long, we can just break it to this point. And as you can see now, we have the insert users, and we have the name, email, password, and these are the values. So here we won't use the $sign password because this one is not encrypted. We'll use the $sign encrypt. Sorry for that. We'll use the $sign encrypt so that whatever the data goes to the database will be encrypted. So let's confirm whether if it's inserted successfully. If $sign insert, give us an echo statement, print, and then say that data inserted successfully. Else you can just say echo or just print failed. We failed. Please try again. No, the shouting, but just say like that. Data inserted successfully, and please try again. Failed. Please try again. So let's test our code and see whether this data that goes to the database is encrypted. So I don't want to make this video long, so let's make it. So let's refresh our page, and we'll say canon, and then use this email, and then I'll say ASDF as my password. Then I'll click register now, and as you can see, data inserted successfully. And when you view our YouTube database, not the YouTube database, but our database that we've called YouTube, and the users table, you can see we've created one row. We have one row which has a name, an email address, and the password, which is encrypted. So, and as you can see, it was created at 9:42, and it's 9:43, so it's just a few seconds. So that's how you create you encrypt your passwords using password decrypt. But we also have other methods like the MD5, the password argon, but the most secure currently is the password decrypt or the password underscore argon 2, that is. So if you want the one for the argon, just let me know in the comment section. So for the login, I'll create another video because I don't want it to be so long, and I hope you guys understood. And if you like this video, please leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.